Hello and welcome to Ideas of a Mad Man Episode 1. My name is Jay, your host, and as of right now, it's just me. Hopefully in the future, we'll have other guests, more people, but we'll see where it goes. The purpose of this podcast is to give insight based on my life experiences. I'm not going to try and say that I'm this perfect person or this know-all person. It's just based on what I know. If I'm wrong, then by all means tell me, correct me. I will accept any criticism. But like I said, this is based on what I've gone through growing up in a household that I did. I'm only 23, turning 24, so I have a lot of time still, but I feel like it's better time than any to at least try and get my voice out there and try and get my life experiences out there, because a lot of people don't have the courage to openly say what's on their mind and what they've gone through or the things that have made them the person that they are. And I was one of those people. It's not easy. You get a lot of things that you bottle up inside because there's never a right time to get it out there. There's never a right time to say what's going on with you. And in today's day and age, it's a lot easier to just push it down, keep it moving. That goes for everyone. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily okay. This podcast isn't going to be just serious things. I don't want it to be, just for the simple fact I'm not a completely serious person at all. But I want to get to the nitty gritty of things for the most part and hopefully help others in the best way that I can, whatever way that may be. With that said, for episode 1, we're not going to be delving too deep into the heartache, the trauma, and the things that really affect people. But we are going to touch on those aspects. We are going to touch on the things that really hit home. Me personally, I grew up without a lot of guidance, so to speak. Yes, I had instances here and there over the years of good role models, but predominantly I had bad role models. And in a lot of cases, that should have led me down an even darker path than what it did. But surprisingly, I ended up a lot better off than what people would expect. How even I expected. But that doesn't go to say that it didn't play a huge role in how my mental state ended up and how I treated other people, how I used other people, or even how I treated myself. Over the years, without that proper guidance, without that proper love and affection as a child, I didn't get the proper home environment. And as a child, no one should be brought up in that. So first and foremost, if you're in that type of environment and you're listening to this, or you grew up out of that environment and you're listening to this, you're strong. You've been through a lot, and it's not easy. No matter what people say, no matter how easy people try and make it seem, it's never easy. No matter what family background you have, everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own way of life. And there's no right or wrong to it. There's no black and white. It's in the gray. We're all living in the gray area, trying to live our best life. And who's to tell you that you're doing it wrong? Who's to tell you that you're doing it right? I mean, granted, there are people that will give you this positive encouragement, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to say that you're doing a good job. You're the last person you see at night, and you're the first person you see in the mirror when you wake up in the morning. So if you don't see what other people see in you, then you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck in one place, not pushing forward, not going anywhere. And it's a hard thing to accept. It's a hard thing to have that positive encouragement in yourself. So, one thing I really want anyone to take away, if you're actually listening to this podcast, is you need to be your own best friend before anything. You need to do and think what's best for you and believe it, and then commit to it. Because if you're not going to move forward. Stop trying to appease the people around you. In order to move forward, you have to move forward with your own ideals, your own mindset, your own way of thinking. So if you're going around being a people pleaser, then when are you going to be happy? When are you going to take the time to do what you really enjoy? For a long time, I was stuck in the notion that I had to make other people happy in order to make myself happy, giving myself a false facade of happiness, thinking that I was making everybody else happy, so I should be happy too. And with doing that, no, no, it wasn't making me happy. It wasn't doing anything to better my mental state. And if anything, it was dragging me down. And I can honestly say most of my childhood was that, which honestly is horrible. It's horrible for any kid to live like that. Which maybe, yeah, there were better ways to go about it. Did that stop me as a kid from doing it? Did that stop me in my younger years from doing it? Absolutely not, because that's the example I was given. If everybody else is happy, I will be happy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And that was the biggest lie I probably told myself. And it wasn't worth it. It wasn't until after high school when I actually started to be my own person, which for most people, that is true for everybody. Like I said, for most people, that's when you become your own person. But for me, I never got a chance to be a kid. So after high school, when I finally got the chance to go out and be me, I didn't know whether I could be a kid, act like a kid, or it's time to grow up, it's time to be an adult. At the end of the day, I had to be an adult because now's the time where you start doing you. So by then, it was too late. I missed out on a lot of opportunities to enjoy myself, enjoy my time, whether that be good or bad. I mean, it's shaped my emotional levels, it's shaped my mental level, but it was definitely a detriment to the people around me because I didn't open myself up to them because they, to me, weren't on the same level. So we've done enough talking for today. We're getting close to that 15-minute mark, and I want to wrap things up because I don't want to keep people for too long. Um, next week's episode should be a tad bit longer, um, and I should have my brother here, but we'll see. Today, I just wanted to sort of set the groundwork and set how things were going to look, how things were going to sound, and also play around with the whole editing process, which was a headache in itself, but it's the start of something and we'll see where it goes. My name is Jay. Thank you for listening to Ideas of a Madman, and peace out.